guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today I'm going to talk a little more about the Season 13 announcement now that it's had a few hours to dwell in my mind. I've had time to really think about it. I am, of course, very excited. I'm excited anytime we get a new collection set announcement. That's kind of my favorite thing, Doctor Who, right now. And it's been such a long trek since 2018, because I was there at the very beginning with this range. Got my limited edition Season 12 right here, and it's the first release of it, the original release. And it's nice after all these years, 7 years later, to be getting Season 13, because these are my two favorite seasons of Doctor Who, two of the best seasons of Doctor Who. We're really eating good in 2025. Getting Season 7 and Season 13. Oh, classic Who fans are eating well. Being, of course, Season 7's 55th anniversary and Season 13's 50th anniversary. I feel really good. I'm excited about the box set. The trailer was fine. It wasn't exactly blowing me away. It was a little disappointing. I love the fact Tom is narrating it, though. And it is very much one of those, clip show trailers, which they tend to do those more now, which is understandable. Not too many people from that era are still around or are very active. I mean, Tom's basically retired at this point, which he's 91 years old. I don't blame him. My mind went blank. But I am really excited to have this in. I was kind of surprised the trailer didn't mention some of the stuff that's on the box set. Maybe Tom's part of the trailer was recorded before they knew what all of these were going to be. That's why they're a little vague. I like the fact we're going to have more audio commentaries on episodes with Tom. I love that we have another Tom Talk segment. I love the little clip they played when he's talking about the other doctors, and I avoid them like the plague. It's such a Tom Baker thing to say. I love that man. I do. He's amazing. Updated effects for Terror of the Zygons, which I had mentioned before. News had gotten out that they were doing restoration work to the original Loch Ness Monster prop, which had basically tipped a lot of us off that Terror of the Zygons probably would be the one to get updated effects. Oddly enough, was not mentioned in the trailer. And I'm excited for that. I would have rather have had Planet of Evil. I think there's definitely some opportunities for updated effects with Planet of Evil. But I'm happy to see Terror of the Zygons getting updated effects. I think there's definitely some stuff to do there. I'm looking forward to seeing all the different versions of Pyramids of Mars. Of course, I love the original version of Pyramids of Mars, one of my favorite Doctor Who stories. I'm happy that we're getting the original 70s omnibus version, because I've always wanted to see that. It's some of the highest viewing figures Doctor Who has ever had. That the original 70s omnibus had viewing numbers over 13 million people. Very impressive. I think those were the highest numbers the show had had up to that point. And it was a repeat viewing. It was an omnibus of a story that had aired before. That's interesting to me. And then, of course, I'm also happy we're getting the Tales of the TARDIS 2024 edit. I enjoyed that edit well enough. I mean, it's not perfect, but I mean, it's fine. I like the updated effects. They look nice. I like some of the musical choices are a little odd, like having some of the Logopolis music in it's a little weird. And then the grading, the film grading for it looked nice. It works as one solid piece. I am looking forward to watching the Tales of the TARDIS Omnibus and the original 70s Omnibus and kind of comparing them, seeing which one I like better. That's pretty nice. Getting an Omnibus for Brains of Morbius is nice. Getting the planned but never made Omnibus for Seeds of Doom has me excited. I do believe Douglas Camfield had written notes for what he was going to do. So that'll be nice to watch. I will certainly enjoy that. I love the Seeds of Doom, so it'll be nice to see an alternate way of viewing it. Although I'll probably sit there the whole time going, this is cut out, this is cut out, this is cut out. And then some of the behind-the-scenes stuff sounds great. The Ian Martyr tribute sounds really good. The location work will be fun. I tend to like the location stuff. It's always nice to see Philip Hinchcliffe again. I'm so grateful we still have Philip with us to talk about this era of the show. Maybe we'll hear some fun stories about Robert Holmes. And it looks like he'll run into some other people like Gabriel Wolf. That's always fun to see. Love Gabriel Wolf. Such good voice work. And so I'm really looking forward to Behind the Sofa. I miss Peter not being there, though. I really like when Peter Davison is with Sarah and Janet, because they're so much fun together. Although I feel like Sarah and Janet get on with Colin well, too. I wonder if Peter's just been busy with other stuff, or if he just hasn't been in the mood to do more of them. I'm curious about that. I do wish they'd get some more people on the sofas, like maybe more people involved with the modern show. Like, I'd love to see Russell sit down and watch it, because I really think he should. But I'm sure he's busy and doesn't have the time doing, I don't know at this point, but I know he has another show he's about to start working on. But I would love to see, Pete McTighe sit down, because I know he likes Classic Who, and you see these on Behind the Sofa. That would be fun for me. I would enjoy that. So I'd love to see more of that. Like I liked in season 8 when they had Sacha Dhawan and, of course, his significant other who plays Ronnie in Sarah Jane Adventures. Yeah, have like somebody from the modern show back to do that. Maybe have one of the companions if they were affordable and had time. I like the teams we have for Behind the Sofa. I just want to see more variety there. Would love to see a little more variety. Although sounds interesting with Maureen O'Brien. Like she's gonna like it's a little more horror than she's used to. And of course, it's great to see Sadie back. I'm so happy they brought Sadie in for this as well. I enjoyed her on season 12. So I want to see more of that. Maybe even having guest people like they did for season 25, a person who's there just for one story. That would be fun. I would enjoy that. The artwork looks good. It's growing on me. Like I said, I wish the front art had taken more of the gothic horror approach. I really wanted season 13 to pop on a shelf, which it does, which it will, to be fair. But I really wanted that more dark gothic tone to it, which I don't quite think it does, but it still looks really good. The background, like I said, that is an obscure reference to Terror of the Zygons there. I literally was flabbergasted at first about what that background's supposed to be. It looks good, though. And then Tom looks good in his Scott's outfit, which I would have preferred the Pyramids outfit, but the Scott's outfit looks good with him holding the thing that calls the Loch Ness Monster. It's a nice look. Great face shot of Tom. I love the way the enemies are done on it, especially the Morbius ones. Looks really good. So I'm super fired up. I mean, I had called season 13 being next. I was actually really excited about the news of it coming soon. Again, when we heard the news of Loch Ness Monster potentially getting updated effects, I was sitting there thinking, that's probably coming sooner than later. So I'm super excited. I mean, we're really plugging these away here. What is this? Set number... Is this 18? Set number 18? Is that right now? It's actually getting tricky to keep up with the release order of when they came out. It's actually getting hard to do now. That's pretty cool. But I like the fact that we're getting season 7 for its 55th anniversary, and season 13 for its 50th anniversary. That's just awesome to me. I'm super, super excited. Looking forward to seeing these in HD, cleaned up. I want to hear those Tom Baker audio commentaries. Tom's just always fun to listen to. I just can't quite get over the of it. Which means we'll have 3 color seasons left before they have to switch to the black and white seasons, unless we get a Wilderness Years set in there. And to be fair, 2026 would be a great year to do a Wilderness Years set. And because that would be the TV movie's 30th anniversary. That would be a great, because I'm pretty sure if they do a Wilderness Years box set, the TV movie is going to dominate the front cover. I mean, it's going to be probably TV movie McGann dominating the front cover. Although I feel like a Wilderness Years set would be hard to do because there's probably so many rights you have to secure. I'm sure doing anything related to the TV movie, because they co-own that, I'm sure they have to make deals with, again, the American people who own their parts of that. So I'm sure it's complicated, and that's just for the TV movie. Dimensions in Time, we know, is expensive to get, so I still don't know if they'll ever be able to get Dimensions in Time for the money they want for that. And then just all of the other things you would want to include just sounds like hair-pulling trauma to try to get sorted. But I would love to have it. A Wilderness Years set, I think, would go over really well. I would certainly want it. I'm just curious to see what all they would put on it. But next year would be the perfect time for it. Other than that, I don't think we're getting another 60 set until the other 3 colored seasons are released. as that gives them more time, one, to work on restorations of episodes, because those 60 sets, let's be honest, were massive, those 60 seasons. We're talking they averaged around 40 episodes a season. Some of them just under that, some of them a little over that, but around 40 episodes a season. That's a lot of episodes. So, and then of course, you have to deal with the missing episodes, and that gives them time to get more animations put out. Hopefully we'll have another animation. I'm hoping an announcement this year. Maybe toward the end of the year we'll get an announcement for an animation for next year. We'll see. But looking at the remaining sets, I think 21 will be next. That makes sense to me. That will finish off the 80s. We're due another Davison set. So I figure probably get an announcement for that December, January, with a release somewhere between March and May. Probably March for season 21. And then after that, I think they will do season 11 if Dinos is ready. Of course, they have to do restoration work on episode 1 of Invasion of the Dinosaurs. But Peter Crocker has said before that that's not going to be overly difficult. He already seems like he knows what he's going to do there. And then also, hopefully, time for them to give something updated effects there. Invasion of the Dinosaurs. Or maybe even Planet of the Spiders. I'd be happy if Invasion of the Dinosaurs or Planet of the Spiders got updated effects. I'd be really happy if both did. I don't know if the budget would stretch to that, but I'd be really happy if both did. The restoration for episode 1 of Dinos notwithstanding. Because that should be the priority. But if you can pay to have that episode, colored up properly to where it looks good, and still have some money left over for some updated effects, give me Invasion of the Dinosaurs or Planet of the Spiders. I think that will be the next one, and then last will probably be season 16. Because I think it'll go Peter, John, and then Tom to finish up the color era of the classic series with season 16. And that makes sense. You would end season 16 on a season that's more similar to Modern Who in the sense that it has a seasonal arc. I mean, I feel like the stories each stand alone as good standalone stories, but there is a seasonal arc there. Plus, season 16 has already had a DVD box set release, so it makes sense to kind of save it for last. It's still a good season. You have 2 really good episodes in it. You have 1 bad episode in it. 2 pretty good episodes in it, and then 1 middle of the road episode in it that I enjoy. Of course, my favorite 2 being Rebus Operation and Pirate Planet. Those are the highlights of the season for me. Douglas Adams and Robert Holmes. Stones of Blood is good. I like Stones of Blood. I prefer the second half to the first half, and I know that's backwards for most people, but I do. And then you have Androids of Tara, which is good, kind of middle of the road, but good. B tier. B or C tier, depending on which watch through it is. I kind of jump around depending on my latest watch through of Androids of Tara. But B or C tier. Then you have Power of Kroll, which you guys know is not exactly high on Prowley's list. Prowley's okay waiting a little longer for HD Power of Kroll, although that probably will be the one to get updated effects that season, which the video I will make if Power of Kroll gets updated effects and Pirate Planet doesn't, that will not be a video that is suitable for work or young children. There will be words spoken. So if you're going to do updated effects for Power of Kroll, you also have to do updated effects for one more story to make me happy. I would prefer Pirate Planet, but I'd be okay with Armageddon Factor. And then Armageddon Factor is that kind of middle-of-the-road story. I enjoy it more than most, but I can definitely see its flaws, and Drax is very irksome, and the shadows are over the top in not a good way, not like a Harrison Chase way, which is great. He's over the top in a kind of, wow, are they paying him by the emote, by the emotion here? But I enjoy it well enough. It's well enough as a season finale. Better than Horns of Nimon as a season finale. But although I love Horns of Nimon much more, because I love Horns of Nimon. But yeah, I think that's what we'll get next. 21, then 11, then 16. If we don't get a Wilderness Year stuck in there somewhere, then I think they will move on with the black and white era of Doctor Who. If they don't try to start sneaking Modern Who in there yet. I mean, at some point, who wouldn't love to get, Series 1 of Modern Doctor Who to get that collection treatment? But That's a whole nother video. So I am very excited about season 13. Probably the best season the show has ever done. One of my 2 favorite seasons the show has ever done. The greatest Doctor, the greatest companion, the greatest TARDIS team. And 6 good stories. Terror of the Zygons. I don't know if Terror of the Zygons is quite a masterpiece, like some people say it is, but it is really, really good. It's a great story. Then you have Planet of Evil, which is, I think most people would agree Planet of Evil is a very good story. Its biggest issue is that it's sandwiched between 2 immaculately good stories, or what are usually considered immaculately good stories. Planet of Evil would dominate in most seasons. It's in season 13, so it's hard for it to compete. I love it. It's one of my, I prefer Planet of Evil over Terror of the Zygons, personally. But I never hear people talk bad about it. I think most people, when they talk about season 13, when they're trying to pick like maybe a weakest link, they don't necessarily think the story's bad. Very seldom do I run into people who think anything in season 13 is just not good. Everything in season 13 is some level of good. Like, great, even. But Planet of Evil is kind of one of the ones that if you were picking between weakest link of the season, it'd probably be Planet of Evil or Android Invasion. Where for me, it's Android Invasion, but we'll get to that. Planet of Evil is still really strong, though. It honestly deserves praise for that jungle set alone. That jungle set is amazing, and I can't believe they managed to build that in a studio with the water on it and everything. That's immaculate. And then I like the ship set, especially the bridge with the multiple levels. I like that. I think the effects are nice. They could use updated effects, but the effects are nice. And then I like the story. The captain of the ship, and I love the actor. I know we lost him just recently, and he's also in some other Doctor Who stories as well. I believe he's got a small role in Spearhead from Space, and of course he's also in Rebus Operation. I'm not as down with him in the episode, but it's more just because of the haircut. I can't take him seriously with that haircut. His acting is fine. He's a little over the top with it, but I like him. But I like the guy playing his second in command, the older guy. Like him a lot. Good story. Then we have Pyramids of Mars. This is top tier Doctor Who. This is top 10 greatest Doctor Who of all time. You have Sutekh, one of the greatest Doctor Who villains ever. And the modern series never needs to touch him again. At least not with the current team. But he is phenomenal in this episode. Gabriel Wolf plays him so well. It's such a good story. Great performances by everyone. Great music, great. It's just a perfect storm of everything coming together. Tom on his A game. Sarah. Michael Sheard is awesome. The guy playing his brother is awesome. Everything comes together well in this story. When you think about it, it doesn't really have a big cast, but they sell it. Love Pyramids of Mars. You have the Android Invasion, which is also great. Has some issues. Couple plot problems. Like the whole eye patch thing when his eye is fine never makes sense to me. I have to call BS on that every time. I'm always sitting here going, that's really dumb. I like the story, but that's really dumb. Also, the Brigadier not being in this is just, it's the elephant in the room. And I know Nicholas Courtney was unavailable. I get that, but just him not being there is so weird. I like the fact they reference his office, and he's probably away doing something, but it's just weird him not being here. Also, I don't like the fact the last time we see real Benton, he's unconscious. He gets knocked out, replaced by Robot Benton, and then we just never see real Benton again. I have a problem with that. So while I love the Android Invasion, great setup, especially the mystery of what the heck is going on in those first couple episodes. Some of the camera work is very dynamic. I love when the Doctor goes to a quaint little village where something is wrong and something feels off. That's gold. And that's not just in Doctor Who. I love that in general. And then the scene when the guy is confronting the Doctor in the Brigadier's office and he's holding the newspaper up like that, that's just comedy gold. Love that. Brain of Morbius is good. Brain of Morbius, to me, might be a little overrated. It's good. It's good. Great, even. Again, not masterpiece level. Not masterpiece. I'd even rank Terror of the Zygons higher than it. But it's good. It's very enjoyable. And then you have Seeds of Doom, which is just phenomenal. It would easily be Tom's best season finale if Talons didn't exist. It's really hard to pick between those two. I rank Talons slightly higher. But Seeds of Doom is great, especially those first 2 episodes. Let's be honest about that. While I do think Seeds of Doom is a masterpiece, I think the first 2 episodes in the Arctic are the strongest part. I feel like the last 4 episodes, when they get to the mansion, are still really, 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 really great, but they're not quite as good as those first 2 episodes for me. Also, Harrison Chase. I live for that diva. He is great. Not to take anything away from the guy playing Scorby, because the guy playing Scorby, liking that. Even the guy playing the kind of wimpy guy who gets infected, he's good. And I like the guys playing the researchers at the Arctic who, well, they don't make it too long. But I like them, what little bit we get with them. And then, of course, Tom and Elizabeth are just on their A game, their S tier game. They are just phenomenal. The rapport those two actors have together is just lightning in a bottle chemistry, and I absolutely adore it. So I am super excited for this season. It'll give me an excuse to rewatch all of these stories, and I am going to love that. So, what are your thoughts on season 13? What are your thoughts on the release order after that? 21, 11, 16 sound good to you? What do you think? Comment down below. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button as well. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There is a link to that down there. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Colin Coney, Sam Venning, Finn Perkins, and Unknown289. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. It's very much appreciated, and my YouTube members. I hope Tardis Spider's doing all right. I hadn't seen him lately. I hope he's doing well. And then I also have a P.O. box. If there's anything you'd like to send me to look at and review, that is down there. I love getting fan mail. I also have a link to my Amazon wishlist down there, a link to my Amazon UK wishlist down there as well. Most importantly, thank you for watching.